thanks for joining me today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
On the comfy couch, we're here at VMworld Barcelona.
Yes, absolutely.
So we're here today. We want to talk about your software-defined moment. So as a technologist, when you stopped thinking about hardware and started thinking software first.
Yeah, so I'm going to kind of jump back to when I started working with virtualization, which was over 10 years ago. And that first mini aha moment was where I was able to virtualize and bring in multiple server workloads onto a same physical host, and then I experienced vMotion for the first time. That was amazing, right? And then, the next iteration of that is we started seeing virtualized storage. We were used to building out these storage architectures where I actually had a discrete layer for that. And then we started seeing virtualized storage and hyper-converged solutions. So that was my second moment where I was like, wow, this is great. Now I can actually combine that all together into a single platform. And then we started moving to the network. And one of the things that I always saw in the field working with customers was, I'm working with two distinct teams, and I could do a level of network connectivity within my virtualized platform. But that last aha moment was I was able to actually now start bringing network services inside of that same unified platform and provide core routing and firewall decisions inside of a hypervisor. And that was that last aha moment that said, now the stack is complete. Now I actually have a unified message that I'm making all of those decisions for that core functionality inside of a single platform that scales out. And so for me, I have had experience being on the customer side and actually helping out customers from government right now into cloud service providers. Having that same fundamental platform across any type of customer is profound, right? And so coming back to your question, I would say I have this culmination of three little mini aha moments now all brought into this. Now we have a complete and unified story. And it still amazes me just thinking about it right now. It's just what we can deliver. And quite frankly, I think sometimes I even take it for granted on what we can do. So
you're an NSX-V expert. Was there something in particular that led you to NSX, or were you already kind of a diehard VMware guy? You got your VMware socks on?
Yeah, well, I love to sport cool socks, right? So I was able to get these. I think I got this from our office in Palo Alto. But what led me to NSX was just the sheer fascination and amazement of what you can do within a network overlay, right? Going back to those three mini aha moments, we've had this tried and true compute virtualization platform. We've done great things with our storage virtualization, and this network virtualization, having traditional experience in network technologies, this was something that I was skeptical at first and said, hey, let me take a deeper look at it. And what was fascinating was, the capabilities of NSX and what you can actually provide in a virtualized format where it really changes the paradigm of those conversations you're having with customers and also cloud service providers, putting them in my context where I've had to have discrete appliances or discrete solutions that I'm actually providing, and providing this in a extremely fast and dynamic way through any form or fashion is it changes that conversation.
So have you witnessed any aha moments in particular that really stand out to you as you're meeting with customers?
Yeah, I think that the big thing that I've seen is changing, in my current role, changing the time to market, right? When I'm looking at cloud services and cloud solutions, that aha moment is the time spent on deployment, right? The time spent on providing self-sufficiency to a tenant or a customer, for that example. So, we've been in situations where working with and collaborating with a provider where, it's taking weeks to deploy a solution in the past state and their past architecture. We've got it down to minutes now, or the tenant can actually provide it themselves.
Wow.
On that. So this changes, again, that conversation we're having with providers that say, why can't we take that operational burden off of you and provide that as either a managed service that can be extensible, or allow the tenant to actually empower themselves to provide those network services, right? So, and give you a case in point, I had one provider that said, I have these 4 different solutions for network services. Now we can consolidate this down to using NSX and one single platform that scales out in a complete virtualized architecture.
That's pretty cool. What a great
amazing.
story.
It's amazing. And again, coming back to it, I think it's something that we now almost take for granted, and we don't really spend a lot of time thinking about it, but it really changes the discussions we're having, and it keeps on growing on that. So,
well, thank you so much for joining me, Daniel.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having us here. Take care.
When you're ready to make your tech confession, join us at techconfessionstheshow.com.